Welcome to the Cavalry, everybody.
Welcome to the Cavalry. Once again, the miracle of technology. I'm coming to you from a cruise ship in Cabo, Mexico.
Cabo San Lucas.
Yes, good job, Johnny. Geography expert.
Thank you. I know geography.
Yeah, and but we are committed. That's how committed we are. We're making it happen. So,
did you? Now, no offense, but did you just wake up?
No, that is so rude. Not only have I been up for a while, I showered and I walked and worked out. But I think I'm looking at myself. I look horrible. I don't know what's going on. I think it's lighting.
Well, you don't look horrible. It's just your your actions and your
bags under my eyes. But I swear.
Well, it's not the best lighting in your ship room.
Let's blame it on my cabin.
Cabin, yeah.
I'm in my cabin, and it does not smell great in here. So I went and bought some like air freshener type stuff to like try and improve my sensory experience. Also, the toilet.
Did I tell you about? Oh, go ahead.
The toilet. I think this is leading to why it doesn't smell good in here, but there's like a minute delay on the toilet. Have you ever had that on a cruise ship? So like when they have the weird suction things, so you hit it and nothing happens, and every time it's panic because let's say you take a big dump or whatever, and you're like, oh god, this is gonna be so embarrassing. I have to call a guy, and then you go and I get on the phone and I call, and then like the second I get through to someone, I hear it goes and it flushes. So there's like a minute delay every time.
Yeah. I've had that. I had the first time I was on a ship, it was longer than a minute. I was freaking out. We were still at port, and I was like calling my brother. I was like, my toilet will not flush. I didn't even know there was the delay was a thing. I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. I got to call. I like left a message at the help desk. I was like, my toilet's not flushing.
I like that.
But I was on.
Your instinct was to call your brother.
Well, he's the king of clogged toilets. No, but when I was on that ship with Christina, I don't know what happened, but it did get clogged, and they had to have these guys in like hazmat ET suits come into my suit or into my cabin and take the wall off. Oh my god, it was terrible. It was so embarrassing. I just left, and then I came in, and there was like two guys working in my bathroom in full hazmat suits.
Dude, I like it too. You're like, I don't know what happened. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the 9 hot dogs for lunch diet.
Well, hey, if that's a problem, maybe don't serve that on the ship, okay? It's not my bad.
You don't want me to clog the toilets. Why don't you offer some lighter fare?
Right. If you don't want me to clog the toilet, maybe you should add a rule that you can have only 3 hot dogs at a maximum per meal.
Can you imagine the outrage on this ship if they limited people's food? Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be bad.
But yeah, but it's good.
So how long have you been on?
Dude, only like 3 or this is like day 4, I guess. It feels like 2 weeks already. I was just joking. There's a comedian I'm on here with named Dan Gabriel. And we were just saying that, like, oh my God, I cannot believe it's only been 4 days. It feels very long. So 4 days down, 8 to go. It's a little
8 to go. Oh, so next week are we recording?
Yeah, we'll do the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So brace yourself.
All right.
And also I was like, we got to Mexico and I was excited because I have T-Mobile. So I was like, oh, I can FaceTime my wife and daughter, and they're up in Seattle at my parents' house. And then the second I get on the phone, I was like, oh yeah, Ginger got, she always uses this euphemism and it confuses me every time. She's like, got sick in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, how'd you know? Like, no, that means she puked in the middle of the night, And then I was like, oh God, I'm sorry. And then as we're like I'm FaceTiming with her, she's like tries to eat a piece of toast, and just all of a sudden the phone just goes up to the sky, and Heidi's like, get a bowl or a bucket or something. Like, okay, well, I'm here.
Oh
Oh,
no.
gotta go. Bye.
Oh, that's
You're
the
here.
worst.
I know. So I do
Yeah.
feel really guilty, but that's the way it goes, I guess.
What can you do?
What
Nothing
can
you
you
can
do?
do.
You know, I called.
I like it that you're getting the word out about the cavalry on the ship.
Oh yeah, see
Your
that?
shirt.
I wore it off the ship too, Mexico. So if you see some downloads coming from Cabo San Lucas, that's what I'm doing
Nice.
the Lord's work.
Nice.
Nice.
Do you ever accidentally catch yourself wearing that shirt and the hat at the same
Yeah.
time?
Yeah. And I have I'm very conscious of wearing doubling up on like, because I remember when I was first going to Giggles Comedy Club, I'd wear like a Seahawk sweatshirt and a Seahawks hat. And this guy, Dwayne Goat, he's a
Yeah.
really funny comic. He's a headliner at the time, so he's ahead of me in comedy. And I just walk in and he goes, "What do you play for the team?" And I just feel so embarrassed.
You just turn around and go home.
It's like the first thing he
Oh.
says, anyone says to me, and it's like, oh God, okay. So now I've always been conscious of that. Like if I have, even if it's just a brand, like there's some Montana clothing brand with like trees on it, and I have a fair amount of their stuff. I like the hat,
Yeah.
and I like the hoodie, but they have the exact same tree like logo, and it's like I can't wear both of these at the same time. The really embarrassing one is I got sweatshirts made up, or just some, for
Oh,
my,
your rock star thing?
yeah, and it's got my like name and face on it because I was too lazy to come up with like a new design, and that's just what's on the album art. And I
Yeah.
wore, and it's like a really nice sweatshirt, and I have one, you know, and I just was like, I don't know, I guess I can wear it. Who's gonna know? And then immediately my neighbor was like, "Is that you in your own sweatshirt?" Okay, I'm gonna go shoot myself. Bye, Dave.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, you gotta be careful sometimes. But I have this shirt, and I have two comedy festival t-shirts that I've worn so far.
Yeah. You're the comedian on the ship.
Comedian. What are you, some sort of comedian?
Yeah, baby. I gotta share my story, even though I texted it to you, just because I thought it was funny. And we talked about it on the podcast last week about how eating so fast.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. It was so embarrassing at that corporate event. So I go to the corporate event, and it's one where they feed you.
Uh-huh.
And it was good food. It was like home cooked, food from this Italian woman that the whole town like raves about. Oh, she's catering it. She made the food herself. It's so good. And so they like go table by table, and they're like, all right, your table can go. So we all got up and went, and I filled up my plate. I came back to the table and just snarfed it down. And I was like, as I was like finishing, I was like, oh my God. They start showing up with their plates sitting down. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing. I just totally ate before they even got back from getting their food.
Well, it's not fair. Banquet style too is not fair because like, what are you supposed to sit there and wait for everyone to get? You know what I mean? It's always like an
I
option.
think so. I think you are. I don't know. I
Oh,
didn't do it. But it was another thing was at that same show, it was for like some counseling center, wellness, but it was like 250 people. And the lady bringing me up gave a speech beforehand. And it was all about, oh, I had this patient and
oh God.
she decided not to talk. She wasn't going to talk. She just stopped talking at school. She wouldn't talk to her teachers, her parents, her friends. She just wouldn't talk. And so I started seeing her. She came to me for counseling, and she wouldn't talk in our, and we would just sit, and I would talk to her. She would listen, and she would draw, and she started drawing pictures of her family. Well, it turns out that one of the people in the pictures that she was drawing was a neighbor who had been molesting her. ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Beaner. We're like, oh, good God.
The only way that's
I
worse.
mean, I'm just sitting there like, oh, geez, this is, can you please just tell any other story, you know, she goes into this, she tells that story and then she kind of ends it abruptly. And she's like, but we're here for laughter. That's what this is all about. Laughing. And that's
And
important. We've
now
got a guy that can make us laugh.
let me present to you that neighbor, Johnny Beaner.
Yeah. As I'm walking up, I was fighting the urge to be like, so I've got this cute neighbor. It's like, oh, that'd make a better story than it would have
Yeah,
performed.
no, that'd be a good way to get fired and have a great
Yeah,
podcast.
it'd be a good way to never work for that agency again.
Yeah, no, I think I've talked about that. I don't know what's going through people's minds when they, you know, I guess it's just like you don't think about it because you're not used to having comedy. And I mean, but that one just seems so obvious that you wouldn't want to like.
Yeah.
I did one a lot with like way long ago in Seattle, I remember, and there was a bunch of comedians on the show, and it was for some sort of relief effort in, you know, either the Middle East or Africa or something, and they had a slideshow,
Yeah.
had a slideshow before,
Yeah.
and then the slide got like stuck on one horrible image of like a kid laying over an oil drum, you know, starving to death or whatever. And then they were like, well, we got to start the show. So like literally you had, they couldn't change out the slide.
Huh?
I was like, can't you
They
just
couldn't change that. Couldn't they put their thumb over the projector
yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
can we do something, man? This is not great. So then you're like trying to riff off
God.
of it. It's no good.
You're doing finger puppets with the starving kid. Shadow puppets.
I'm here to help you.
Oh, man.
So,
I got a discussion point. Do you have a discussion point you want to bring up before we get into
no,
it?
you go. I think I do, but you go first so I can collect my thoughts.
Well, I got a Meta Quest, an Oculus Meta Quest.
Whoa.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah, the virtual reality.
The virtual reality headset. Oh my God. I had wanted, I've been like seeing it like, oh, that just looks so cool. But I'm like, that's ridiculous. It's expensive, like $400. I'm like, I can't justify that. So stupid. And I just like, I had these weeks where I was just miserable. And I had weeks where I had so much work lined up. I was like, well, I'm making a lot of money in like 9 days. I'll just take a smidgen of it, treat myself to this Oculus Quest thing.
I like that.
And it is really cool. It's like it's crazy fun.
Wait, so like
it's so fun.
But it's games, right? It's not like because then there's two things.
It's games like, I mean, yes, there's games, but like the best thing about it that I can do is if like me and Aaron, like if Aaron and I are in bed and she wants to go to sleep, you know, normally I'd have to just watch the iPad and I'd have to have earbuds. I could put this thing on. I'll sit up in the bed. She can lay next to me. And it's like I'm in a movie theater. You literally feel like you're in a movie theater. You look around, there's seats, there's like you're in an empty movie theater. There's a giant screen. I'm watching a movie on a movie theater. And it's not like the screen is right in front of your face. It's like, oh, there's a screen 30 feet ahead of me. It's insane how like you really feel like you're there. So like I'll just watch TV and Netflix and shit in a movie theater.
I just like the image of Aaron waking up in the middle of the night and turning over, and this spaceman is just sitting up straight ahead, throwing popcorn in their mouth, laughing, laughing it.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's so great though. But you can do like there's a meditation one. You might have seen ads. Like it's called Trip, and it's just crazy. It's all this trippy stuff while this voice calms you down. And 3 times I've done it where I wake up with that headgear on me because it like puts me to sleep.
Oh wow.
It's so crazy. It's like this pre-sleep cool down meditation,
Could
and I
we
just
do
zonk out.
could we do the podcast on the metaverse? Could we like be in the same room together, like just talking, like and see each other?
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't record it because we don't have a VR
Oh
recording camera,
yeah.
but we could like watch a movie together. If you've
We
got
could just
one,
hang out.
you can
We
like
could
you can
ignore
like
our
set up
families
a
together.
theater. No, you can. You can like set up a theater and like, only allow access. So then it's like you're sitting next to someone. It's so crazy.
Oh
Because
wow.
there's this app and you go in and like I always just do it in my own, like I'll just set up an empty theater, but you can like go in to like theaters of where people are watching. If they're watching this, like you can look at what's starting when and go in there and like sit in a theater with other avatars sitting in the theater. It's crazy.
Is it free to go to the
I mean,
movie?
some of them,
You have
some
to,
like if you're watching, if you're just watching trailers or you're watching shows, but some, I mean, you can rent movies. You can pay to watch, movies.
but you can't watch like your own shows you already watch and just tell them
You can,
that
yeah, there's a way to do it, but it's trickier with a Mac than a PC, and I haven't figured it out. Like,
the
there's enough stuff on Disney Plus and Netflix that I haven't
'cause
bothered to put my own movies on it.
I was just reading about how like that's the new hot real estate market is in the metaverse. So you can actually buy real estate in the virtual world. Has anything sounded more like a scam? Like have people learned nothing
Yeah,
from
no,
the NFTs and the Bitcoin and all this other shit?
yep,
Don't do
the
it.
same. I bet that's gonna be the same thing. That's so dumb.
Yeah. I've been reading all these things making me angry. You know the other that's my well, I think that's cool, by the way, that you got one of those things. I used one
Thank you.
this guy came over to Ginger's birthday and he brought uh one of those deals, and
Oh, so you've done it before?
well, I don't know if it was the Oculus or if there's another brand, but this one I just did this fishing thing, and you're like underwater, and you can like just look at fish, and it was crazy. It was amazing,
Yeah,
But I get it,
pretty
but
awesome.
oh, here's my discussion point:
Yeah,
is these people, these balloons or whatever, these UFOs, everyone's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's aliens." See, I told you they. Here's a little spoiler alert. It's not aliens. They're not
I
freaking.
have not heard anyone
Stop.
say it's aliens.
What?
I didn't know people were saying it was aliens.
Yes, people are like legitimate people. They're like, you can't. They're like, oh, the government won't tell us because they're you. They're not aliens. They're not. When aliens come, you're gonna know it. I promise you. If there are aliens, first of all, there's not aliens. That's like my other hot take. Just go ahead and cross that one off your list. There's no aliens, right?
You don't
Just
think there's aliens anywhere in the universe?
no. I'm out. I think we're one and done. I think our species is it, and it's just gonna be that's all. I don't believe in aliens. And if there are aliens, when they come, you're gonna know about it. It's not gonna be like
Yeah, I agree with that.
our little propeller balloon got shot. We made it from like a billion light years away and then just got shot down in 2 seconds with no
Right.
radio, no sign saying, please don't shoot us. Come and be like, it's just
We're
ridiculous what people
we're
believe.
trying to communicate.
So there's no alien. That's just
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there to anybody listening to this. If you think that those might be, and then there was like a big thing too about how like, oh, there's UFOs. The government acknowledges that all UFO means is that it's unidentified. It doesn't mean that it's a
Right.
flying saucer with a
Not
like,
an alien life form.
yeah. There's, you know what I mean? It's like they just don't know what it is, and that makes sense to me because there's just a lot of people now who can fly shit, like the drones,
Yeah.
the balloons, and all this stuff. So just
Yeah.
there's no aliens. Stop it. I don't want to hear any more about it. It's not. It's not aliens.
I Okay. Yeah, I agree. Those are not aliens. But I suspect there has to be life
Oh, you sus-
somewhere out in the infinity.
Nope. This is it, buddy.
No,
Because that's what life
spoiler
has
alert.
taught me. I mean, I've only been alive for 38 years, but it's
38. That's it.
but it's just much. It's just much.
I like.
Actually, there's nothing. You know what I mean? You hype
Okay.
anytime something gets hyped up, there's nothing there. So that's why I think there's no aliens. Just in my experience, you can talk about something, you can think there's something in there. There's nothing in there, and that's how I feel about outer space. There's nothing out there.
Nothing out there at all.
No.
Well, let me tell you, I've been on this old floating rock for 5 years longer than you. And
Right. You have a feeling.
as a child of the 70s, Andrew, born in October of 79, I think there's aliens.
You think there's aliens? All right. Well, one of our first big disagreements. When the aliens
I don't
come,
think we'll ever see them.
I hope that they discover maybe the aliens are watching this. If you think about it, because this is like beamed out into the internet, and so maybe they're discovering this
Maybe
right
this
now.
is where they're learning about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're learning about us
then
through
they come and then
Cavalry.
you got to try this Taco Bell, America's finest restaurant.
Yeah, it's all they talk about on the Cavalry.
The Cavalry.
Oh my god.
Well, okay. What else? You got any?
I was fiddling with my ring, my wedding ring, while we were talking, and I put it on this finger on my other hand, and I can't get it off. So it's gonna bother me for a while now. Because apparently my right knuckle is way bigger than my left knuckle.
Get some lube. Lube it
Oh.
up.
I'll just stick it in my butt and fart.
Okay, great. All right, buddy. What do you need backup on?
No. Now, so before we started, we were saying that we both have the dumbest topics. Is this correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is okay. That's this week's theme. Is a dumb topic off. Whose is dumber?
I don't know if mine's might be dumb, and we've done it before.
Well, that I know that mine is a rich. I know that I've never talked about this before. That's how dumb it is because I would have remembered.
All right. Well, who should go first then?
Why don't you go first? Because I'm curious if you have. I'll be able to identify if you've done it before. I think.
Okay. I think. All right. It's very simple. I think the Olive Garden is delicious, and I think it has a bad rap. I don't know why people always make fun of it. Have we talked about this or not?
No, I don't think so.
It's great. I mean, people always, oh, that's not real Italian. That's not what I'm talking. I never said it was. I don't care if it could be an insult to Italian food. The point is, it's delicious. It's affordable. And I could eat it. I could eat it all day. Even their salads. I'm not a salad guy. You know that. But their salads are very good. Their salad with their, what is it? Oil and vinegar or whatever their dressing is. The breadsticks. Yeah. I mean, everyone knows that. But the food itself, it's great.
Trying to.
What is it?
Hey, dumbass. Everybody knows.
Alfredo.
You know who loves the Olive
Garden? Everybody knows that. Don't try to support me with that stupid shit everyone knows. I don't need your help on the breadsticks, Andrew.
That's the guy. There are people like that out there where you just can't agree with them, no matter how hard you try it. You just can't agree with them in a way that they'll go with. You're like, I don't even believe what I'm saying. I'm just trying to agree with you. I'm like, no, actually not. Actually, not that.
Oh, great.
That's you. No, Heidi, my wife, loves the Olive Garden. Loves it.
Oh. See, I knew I liked her for some reason. I hadn't figured it out yet why, but there it is.
She used to go as a kid, and they would abuse the all-you-can-eat breadsticks and salad policy, which I think they've since.
How's that?
Well, they would just only get that and then just eat a shit ton of salad and breadsticks and then leave. They wouldn't get.
How is that abusing the policy? That's.
I think you're supposed to get like an entree. And then if you just want more breadsticks and salad, you can just get more breadsticks and salad. That's like the idea to it.
Oh.
Why have you not been getting entrees at the
Well, no,
office?
I mean, I always get the entree, but I feel like if someone didn't, they shouldn't be chastised.
Well, I'm just telling you because she was eventually chastised, and they made us get an entree.
Ugh.
But I like the Olive Garden. But can I? So I'll back you up. It's better than its rep because it does have. I think the reason why people hate on the Olive Garden is not because they don't like it. It's because of that. It's like the inauthentic Italian food thing. It's like that's not real Italian food. And so if it wasn't pretending to be like a it's not just like they're pretending to be an Italian restaurant. They're pretending to be like, oh mamma mia. Oh,
A slice of Italy.
I used to make, they're trying to do all that, and the vino. And so if they like dropped some of that, I
Yeah.
think that they'd get less hate. But I like
Yeah.
Olive Garden. But can I give you best in my opinion, best chain
Yes.
restaurant like at that level of all time? It's not even close to me. And it's a must to go
What?
anytime I'm on the road and it's like near my hotel and I have to get dinner. It's an
Okay. Can you give me a hint and I'll guess?
yeah. Do you need a hint? I mean, it's okay. Think chain restaurant, but like at that level where it's like sit down, you know, it's not like a fast food place. It's a very popular chain.
Chili's.
No, no, I don't think Chili's is that great. Outback.
Ah, I was gonna say Texas Roadhouse,
No,
but the Outback is very good. Yeah.
okay. But Outback Steakhouse, the consistency, like every single one, it's always good. Like all the menu items, even if you're not getting a steak, like just the other stuff is also good. And they don't have
Yeah.
the problem of like, oh, this is an authentic Australian food because no one knows what you know what I mean? No one knows what
Right.
Australian
Yeah.
food is. So it's like there's no problems for them.
This is not an authentic bloomin' onion. What
Right.
do you get steaks there?
I have, yeah, I get steaks there.
How much is a ribeye at Outback?
It's probably like I mean, I don't know these. I haven't been in a while, honestly, but like I want to say like $28 for ribeye, maybe, But you could get like their like sirloin for 18, $19, or like the lower end cuts for maybe 20 something. And it comes with shit. It's not like these
Yeah.
steakhouses where it's like, hey, do you want the $60, filet? And then like
All by
they'll
itself.
literally bring it out on a plate by itself if you don't order more sides. You're like, you bastards.
Yeah.
Dress it up with a little
Yeah.
or something.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. So yeah, I'll
All right. Well, you're backing me up.
backing you up, dude. Okay, you ready for the
I'm
dumbest
ready.
topic of all time? Here it is.
Next time you gotta just slide it in. Even if you think it's the obviously dumbest, you gotta just present it like, here you go,
I can't
and
build it up this
see if
much
it's
because
gonna
it's
go
not
on.
really, yeah, because now you're gonna be like, that's not that dumb, and it's not even that funny. So I shouldn't build it up like this. This is a big mistake. But my topic is escalators should go faster. Like like significantly faster, right?
Yes, I agree with that.
It
But
would
I've never thought of that because every time I ride one, I'm always like, the people in front of me need to move. Like an
right.
escalator, I'm always thinking people should just walk up it because I never stand on it because it goes it's so the speed it is going. I always walk up it to make it go
Yeah.
faster. But that's
Yeah.
a good
You gotta
point. If it
go
went
extra.
faster, I wouldn't have to.
Yeah, like if it was double the speed, think of the increased productivity. Like there'd be less people late for flights, and on like subways, people get to work on time more often. You know what I mean? Double
Well,
escalator speeds. It's easy. I'm sure there's just a dial. And do you think that there's just the same speed for all escalators in the world? Like there's just a standard, this is it, and like we're all used to it, so like afraid to mess with it.
I think it has to do with people getting on and getting off.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think if you doubled the speed,
thought about
you'd
that.
see a lot more old people piled up at the end.
I thought about that. I thought about that. But if you can't handle, so I think escalators are already not meant for disabled people and the elderly. That's why they have to have elevators. You can't just have an escalator. Like ADA requires you to also have an elevator. So if you can't handle our new and improved speedy escalators, then just take the elevator. You know what I mean? Let's weed out
or have side by sides, one for the standard traditional slow ass, and then one for people that got shit to do.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking too, because
there's no standing allowed on it.
Right. A lot of times there'll be like escalators next to each other, and so yeah, you could have one double the speed and one slower. But mostly, I just want them all to be way faster.
Yeah.
How about this? Okay, what about this for an idea? Because you're worried about people because you wouldn't want to go tomorrow to the airport and just be shocked and be like, whoa, what the I mean, it'd be disorienting. We'll just slowly crank up the speed like by a millisecond every day for like the next, couple of years until by like 5 years from now, we're just this crazy productive country. Our economic output goes way up because our escalators are so fast. This is how we're going to compete with.
Yeah, people will be like, didn't escalate? Am I crazy? Did escalators used to be way slower?
It's like with airline seats, they just have slowly kept shrinking them, and hopefully we wouldn't notice. That's what we have to do with escalators, but speed.
Yeah. Oh,
pretty good.
I get mad every time I think about airlines.
Oh, I know. They're just.
What'd you say?
I just said pretty good about my idea. I was just trying to get myself.
That's a great idea.
Ready.
Yeah. Solid gold. Solid gold.
Solid gold. It wasn't stupid after all. I don't know.
That was good. I mean, there's hints of someone's low on ideas, but it turned out to be a good one. It turned out to be good. Like
it was, you know what it was? I was on, you're not going to believe this. I was on an escalator. and there's people in front of me. And I was like, why isn't this just going fast? It just really bothered me. It's like, and it was you ever on like a really long escalator, like a really big airport or like, there's one,
where like skips floors. You get on the one that skips floors and you're like, whoa, we're going all the way up.
Going, you're like, God damn, let's speed this up a little bit. And nobody wants to walk. Nobody walks on escalator, especially at the airport, because they'll have their little roller suitcase, and so they'll just rest it on the step in front of them or behind them.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Can't stand it.
We'll speed them up. That's all I'm saying. How about that?
I feel you. I love it.
Okay. Well.
Solid gold.
Solid gold. Solid gold app. Okay, I got one more.
Solid gold app, man. Huh?
Here's my other, just to fill it out, because I feel like that topic was didn't leave a lot of meat on the bones. Oh, here's my new theory too. Okay, I've got two more theories. These are more theories.
Okay.
This is like a joke premise. Let me just be honest. I want to try this on stage, so I don't know if this is gonna work. But you can tell how good you're doing financially by how much meat is still on the Costco chicken when you throw it away.
Like when you get a rotisserie Costco chicken?
Yeah. So like, you ever buy those, like the rotisserie chickens?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when you're doing good, like money wise, there'll be like that meat at the bottom, you got to like flip it over and like debone it. You're not doing that when you got money. You're just tossing that. I've had it's been a little slow lately. When you have some of those weeks, you're like, I can make a salad out of this. Hang on. And you're like,
there's more to go. There's more to go.
It's all weirdly gelatinized at the bottom. It's gross. You're like, that's good meat.
It's good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
And then here's the other thing, is I was at a coffee shop Okay, how about this? This is actually a topic. This is what I need backup on.
Okay.
You've made me self-conscious with my escalator take.
Why? I thought it was great.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm in my own head. It's because I look.
It's a great topic. If there's ever anything that I've been embarrassed about on this podcast, it's never been bringing a fucking stupid topic to the table.
I think I'm just self-conscious because I look so bad in this Zoom right now. I need my
It's
ring
a podcast.
watching. The so you know, like when you pay for something at, let's say, a coffee shop, and then they do the iPad spin around.
Yeah. It's
And
going to
so
ask you a question.
it's going to ask you a question. Right. So they usually do like a real subtle sort of like look, like, oh, there's something over here that requires my attention. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to stare you down as you're like picking what tip. But I had a guy in San Diego, and he did the most obvious, like he spinned it around, and then he just did this huge look away, like way over here. I was like, buddy, just be a little more subtle, you know? I actually prefer it if they just maintain.
He just goes like this. He just puts his hands over his eyes.
Puts his hands over his eyes. Yeah. Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Can't see you. No peeking. That's what they should do. They should put their hands over their eyes. Do you know that my daughter, if you tell her to close her eyes, that's what she does. She's like, Ginger, close your eyes. Like we try to tell her to like go to sleep. And Ginger, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And she puts her hands over her eyes like that. Whoa. All right.
I love it.
I emptied my topic barrel. So something.
Oh, you just blasted through them.
Blasted through 3 topics, and
I'm seeing hints of this. This is not good for the audio listeners. I'm seeing hints of like the @ signal on your forehead. Is there a? Do you have a screen on?
Oh, I do. I have like.
Oh, you just don't have the green screen selected.
Green screen. That's what's happening. Okay, that's why I look so bad. Because I don't have my.
There we go. That's why you look like you woke up.
My genetic virtually enhanced. There we go. Look how much better.
I wish you.
Look how much better I look.
Oh, guess what's coming out in a couple months?
I don't know. A couple months?
Nothing. You got no idea. You're on a cruise ship. And you're probably bored a lot of the time.
Oh, Zelda. Zelda's coming.
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
So now you're telling me I gotta get my Switch back, and I gotta beat the old game, and I gotta get this new game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
I can do it. I
don't know. See, I'm excited that the first one, that's like my favorite video game I've ever played in my life. And this one, you'd think it'd be like, oh, of course. I mean, I'll get it, but like, I've just been so busy. I don't even know. Well,
that's the thing.
Well, that's why the cruise was perfect. It was 2 weeks of nothing to do all day. No kids, no wife.
I know, but that's the whole point. It's like when I'm on here, I feel it's like this vicious cycle, because then it's like there is nothing to do, but then I feel like, but there is something to do. You could work out, you could write, you could read, you could better yourself, you could try and book stuff, you can, but so it's all on you, because there's nothing you have to do. It's like a purgatory of some sort, where you're like, you can do whatever you want. It's total freedom, but then also there'll be this thing gnawing at your brain, making you feel bad if you don't.
Right. I get that.
So that's what I'm worried about. If I get,
you got to do mental gymnastics and trick yourself, like tell yourself it's my brain, I need to feed it relaxation. It can't work. I can't be productive if I'm constantly doing work. I need to play Breath of the Wild until 5 a.m.
It's healthy. The can you play it on your Oculus thing?
No, no,
That would
that'd be
be
great. There, no, but I can. You know what I can play? Iron Man. I can be Iron Man.
that's pretty cool. I was gonna say if you could play Zelda on your little virtual reality helmet, I'd never see you again. I think
Yeah.
you would get lost in what's it called? Where does he live?
Yeah.
The kingdom of
Hyrule.
Hyrule. You would be lost in Hyrule.
Hyrule. Where does he live? Get the fuck. You gotta come on. You're disappointing me here.
I know it's been so long. I gotta beat it. I gotta go storm the castle.
Yeah, baby.
Sharpen up my skills again. All right. I got 2 months to get ready for that.
For yeah, for
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom.
I'll do it. Well, you know what? We'll do it and then we'll like rebrand this whole podcast and just make it a Zelda thing. And I bet you our listenership will go through the roof. We'll lose you loyal listeners who actually like this show, but we'll gain like millions of nerds
Yeah, millions of nerds that we're disgusted with
that we hate.
for being dorked.
All right.
No, we're cool and we like the game. You guys don't get it. You guys are dorks. What are the odds? Do you have any interest in getting one of those VR? I mean, it's so great.
Not really, because it's like you said, it's like I'll get it and it'll be like this really cool thing. And then I'm like, but I can never, you know what I mean? I guess I could do it here on the ship, but it's the same thing. Then I just would feel like a loser.
Yeah.
It's harder. It's really hard for me to get over the visual of like, I know once you're in it, you probably don't care because you're like, oh, I'm in this cool world. But I can't stop thinking
Yeah.
about what I probably look like to
About
people.
what you look like.
Yeah. And it looks so stupid. I wish I could like shrink
Ev-
the glasses down a little bit or something.
At some point in the future, every time my wife does it, which is not often, it's like when I'm like, you got to do this. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I videotape her because it's hilarious. And she doesn't know I do it, but it's hilarious to watch people be like, "Oh," like she did. There's a climbing one where you're climbing along the rocks in the Grand Canyon. And she's like, this is, oh, I've got like, I lost my stomach. Like she looks down, she's like, oh, and her hands get all like sweaty. She handed the controllers back and they're like all wet in her hands. She's like, feel my hands. And they're all sweaty.
Wow.
So funny.
I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy technology, and I'm sure it's really fun. But like I said, I just don't know. Oh, but I did. So I did these shows in San Diego, and my old college buddy came out to them at
Yeah.
from Western, and he works for PlayStation now. He does like their baseball game and like records the voiceovers and stuff. And so he
Yeah.
says he can get me back into my PlayStation account. I was like, I've been locked out for like 3 years.
Oh, nice.
I really quit playing. And he's like, I can get you back in. So now I have to be like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Then it's like, but then it is like that sort of like, I don't know, Sophie's choice is wrong, but whatever. Like, do I even, this is a good opportunity to get back in. But then once I'm in, it's like, you're just going to waste, months of your life playing video games.
yeah. But are you like, what, do you play sports games or what do you play on PlayStation?
I play no, I don't really play sports. I play these like I love the Red Dead Redemption game, the cowboy
Oh,
game.
yeah.
It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but you have
Yeah.
and you can kill people. I mean that shit. I play
You know,
that.
they have two of them.
Yeah, yeah, and I played them both. And then I played the other one I like is this God of War one where you're like a
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
so those are the ones really the only games I've played uh
Yeah.
last like 5 years, but they're like really fun. I just find it so relaxing to just like be on your horse and just like ride around and look at the scenery. I don't really even do all the missions. It's just like kind of like ride around and sometimes I'll like shoot a bird,
Yeah.
like try and hunt something and then rob a guy. I mean, it's just great. You're like, God damn, what if I lived
Yeah.
in West? It'd be so great.
Yeah. You'd be great at it. You'd fit right in. We both would.
Probably. All right, buddy. Let's wrap it up because I'm paying.
Let's wrap it up.
Thanks everybody for listening to the Cavalry. Look at these lengths we go to never miss a week for you guys. I hope it goes. Appreciate
Dedicated.
But we appreciate you, and you can listen to post show banner on the Patreon plus our bonus episodes. So join the Patreon if you want. Yep. And yeah, where are you gonna be, Johnny? You got dates?
Oh boy, I got my stuff is private. Do you have your dates pulled up? I'm pulling up my calendar.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't know. Like,
oh, Bare Bones. Yeah, Bare Bones Brewery in Oshkosh this Friday. So check that out. And then Laugh Camp, March 17, 18.
Okay, I'll be in Joker's Comedy Club in the Tri-Cities, March 24th, 25th, Washington. So, all right, that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry.